What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Pyrostasis here, and I'm with, well, Sasquatch. I found him wandering around in the forest last night, so I figured I'd bring him home, see if I could keep him as a pet. So, anyways, we are going to start doing a weekly, wouldn't really call it a podcast. I guess it's going to kind of be like a vlog where we kind of talk about just gaming in general, MMOs, things like that, what we're doing, what we think about the industry, etc., etc. And I will be bringing my brother along with me for the ride. So hope you guys are going to enjoy this. Today we are going to talk about a couple different things, but we're going to first start off with Terra. Terra is a new online RPG coming out. Soft launch is April 19th, and the actual hard launch is May 1st. Now, April 19th, the soft launch, that's something that's different than most other games. A lot of games do like early access and whatnot, but not... usually there is a open beta phase, and then there's a wipe, and then you have early access, and then you have launch. Well, they're doing, what do you call it, open beta, and then there's no more wipes. So if you play during open beta, you like the game, you know, you keep your character. And that's probably a pretty good idea to help people convert, because, you know, a lot of people try out an open beta, it kind of sucks. I know I never play open betas, because usually I've been in closed beta, and you know, there's no point in grinding anymore because you're just going to lose all your hard work. So we're going to be going, starting on April 19th. It's going to be a weekend. We're going to make a guild.
Speaking of guilds, that's what's going to be really nice is people are going to be able to save their guilds in the open beta. And if you end up, you know, hooking up with some people while you're in the open beta, it's not like, you know, oh, we got to figure out, you know, where we're going to be afterwards because all the servers are already be up. So everybody's going to kind of already be together in open beta. So, a little different.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be very similar to Star Wars setup, hopefully without the nasty long queues. Oh my god. We got auto-selected onto quite
Fat
possibly... Man. Yeah, Fat Man. Who the fuck names the server the Fat Man? I mean, maybe he looked at us.
I know, right?
It's like, yeah, we're going to put all the fat people on a server together. I think that's profiling.
Well, you know what? We're probably going to get the server named Neckbeard on Terra.
I don't have a neckbeard.
Okay, well, fine. Neckbeards are cool, bro. I don't know what your problem is.
See, he wants to get in with this Amish girl that he met, you know, out in the country, and he's trying to grow it out. Ebenezer here. Hope you like having kids, man. You'd have like 45 kids. Anyways, back to Terra. So we are going to be starting our own guild on Terra in the open beta. Now, everybody can try out and play during the open beta, which is on, like I said, April 19th. So if you'd like to try the game out for free, see what it's like, etc., then you know, definitely check the game out on the 19th. You'll be able to keep all your progress, and they'll be getting started come, I guess, early access, which I think is the week after that.
Yeah, I think we get like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it's something like we get 3 days, and then a week, and then we actually launch, or something like that. But point's the same. Basically, with open beta, you know, it gives everybody a chance to kind of get into the game and see, you know, oh, okay, it has the UI like this, or it has, you know, this kind of movement, or, you know, it's going to be a grinder, and I hate grinders, or it's going to be some kind of, you know, PvP only game, kind of like Guild Wars or something. But it gives you guys a chance to just, you know, check out the game. It is going to be kind of a Korean grinder, sort of. But you guys will kind of get your own look at it and decide, and you can pick your class. And the classes actually have a lot of depth and a lot of interesting mechanics that go into them. So you guys will all be able to check that stuff out. And, you know, you guys are welcome to come hang out with us. So we're going to be making our guild pretty much... you know, everybody can join, at least during the beginning, and then we'll get more selective as time goes on, but we mostly be doing raiding and...
we will have a vigorous hazing process, yes.
Yeah. And I get angry, so you don't want to deal with me.
Yeah, see, I'm the nice guy, and he's the evil Nazi Gestapo, gonna make you disappear kind of guy.
Yeah, we used to raid in World of Warcraft, and... like, okay, so, you know, I got to tell you guys, like, you know, you understand the World of Warcraft community. Well, you know it's...
They are the infected anus of MMO communities.
And that's considered a compliment for them. But...
They embrace it.
You know, we would go into, you know, Icecrown, and, of course, you know, we'd be trying to recruit people, and, you know, our people wouldn't be logging in, you know, because World of Warcraft, so we'd have to go and find random pugs and just hope that, you know, we weren't going to get completely screwed. Well... I remember one night, I was having a particular hard time filling the raid. It's been like an hour. We're already an hour into raid time, and we end up picking up this rogue who swears, he knows all the fights, and everything is great, So we finally convinced the guy to get into Ventrilo because, after all, raiding without Ventrilo is pretty standard, right? So we get up there, and all you hear in the background is like this bong, I swear. I'm like, what is that? Oh, sorry, man. I had to toke up. I lost my shit completely. I think I screamed some hate speech at him or something. But anyway, so as long as you guys don't, bung up on my raids, you'd probably be fine.
The dude was in the group for like 13 seconds, and JJ was like, JJ has this tendency to be a little mean, and like, he doesn't censor himself very well. So when something's important to JJ, he has a tendency to choke innocent people. So JJ had a bad day. The dude really wasn't that bad. And JJ, like, completely lost it. So we keep JJ on a short leash. I mean, as you can tell, he looks like he needs to be on a leash. So, anyways, I really like some of the stuff that Terra is doing. Their customer support is amazing. They're very friendly. They've kind of gone completely different direction than most MMO companies do. Like, Star Wars and all of those. They have very nice PR people who are really friendly to the community, but only when they're contacting you. When you need to contact them, you're fucking shit out of luck. So, en masse, they've done a real good job of the communication actually being two ways, which is something most companies don't do. So, I'm hoping, I don't know. MMOs nowadays, you play them for about 30 days, and you want to kill yourself and just never ever log back in. So, for once, we actually have a company that's being nice and is doing things, at least in my opinion, the right way. It'd be really nice if they were able to succeed, but, it is MMOs, so we'll see. But JJ's been playing a little bit, kind of changed topics a bit here. He's kind of been playing something that
old school
came out in 99?
98, something, I don't know.
98, yeah, I think it was 98. Good God, man.
13 freaking year anniversary.
Wow, you did that math quick.
No, I mean, like, they just did the 13th anniversary.
Here I am, I'm like, 98 plus 10, and he's like, 13 years, bitches.
That's why I'm the brains, You guys think he's the brains? Really? Anyways.
That hurts.
But,
that really hurts.
Hey, it's the beard, dude. It's like Samson. But,
shave that shit, man.
Yeah. So, I've been back playing Everquest 1. They just recently released their free-to-play model, which, for those of you who are familiar with Eq2's free-to-play model, it blows donkey. And,
with both hands. I mean, it vigorously gets after that shit.
They've got big balls, so, if you're going to get them both in your mouth, you gotta... Anyways. So,
he's thought about the logistics on that one.
You gotta be prepared for these things. Anyways,
that's fucked up.
EverQuest 1 is old, but for those of you like me who grew up playing those kinds of games, I don't know, there's this weird nostalgia that's coming with it. The free-to-play model basically opens you up to play like the 4 main classes, warrior, cleric, wizard, rogue. So, it kind of gives you a little bit of the flavor of all of the different,
Have they set it up to where you can buy new classes yet?
Yeah, you can buy character slots, you can buy mercenary slots, you can buy, and we'll get to the mercenaries here in a minute, you can buy the different classes, and you can pretty much unlock, you can even buy 250 AAs, I didn't know that. So, you could technically never pay a subscription, but, if you were to buy 10,000 AAs, I think they're like $25 a pop, they're like $1 or $100 or something. It would suck.
Well, still, that's not too bad. I mean, if you can actually pay to unlock AAs, I mean, you've got, what, your mid-70s now?
I'm 71 probably, and then...
And so $5 gets you 500 AAs. You're at 700?
Yeah.
And
I'm at 740 something.
And it's 250 for 250 AAs, roughly?
I'm pretty sure. It's something like, I don't know. Most of the people who've been playing the game since, like, forever... have close to like 10,000 AAs.
Good God.
Yeah, and so...
For those who don't know what an alternate... AA stands for alternate advancement, and Everquest kind of went a totally different route. Of course, it was one of the first games, so I guess everything since has got a different route. But what they basically did is, you had your leveling like you normally do, and then once you got done leveling, you maxed out. They invented alternate advancement. I think it was in Luklin, which was their 3rd expansion.
Yeah, I want to say it was Luklin.
Okay. Well, what alternate advancement abilities did is, like, you had an EXP bar and you leveled and they gave you a point, which is kind of like a skill point, and you invest those skill points in class or archetype specific abilities. So like everybody's going to have like run speed. You know, you can get like 10% extra run speed or 5%.
How I kind of explain it to people who aren't, you know, used to the idea. Basically, you know, for those of you who have played games like World of Warcraft and whatnot, you are familiar with the treadmill model. So basically, you know, you're always on the treadmill and you're just trying to get to your next goal. Well, the mistake I feel that games like World of Warcraft make is they make these carrots that you're going after epic and huge, but they take forever to get to. And so, you know, you get your character to max level. Most people can do that. That's not a big deal. But once you get to max level, it's like, okay, what do I do now? Well, in World of Warcraft, your pretty much only way of advancing from then on is basically to, you know, go out and get gear from raids. And you can only raid a boss once a week. And because of that, you're basically hard capped at this point. Well, with Everquest, what a lot of people really enjoyed about it is they gave you all these little mini carrots. It's like a bag of mini carrots. And so...
Get your vegetables,
exactly, bitches. You know? So you go to your raid, and yeah, you want to get new gear and all, but then after the raid, it's like, hey, you know, I want to go grind out like, you know, 50 AAs, and it really doesn't take that long. I usually ground about 65, 70 AAs a day. Now, I'm a freak, but, you know.
No life.
Well, I mean, as you can
Never
see,
touched
beard,
a woman.
but,
Ever.
Yeah, so, anyways... but yeah, I mean, with AAs, you get like all of these little mini perks. Like, for example, currently I'm boxing a shaman, which means I'm not really like actively playing it. I just keep it on the other screen, and then I play mainly my monk. Well, monk shaman has always been one of those like really dynamic and awesome roles because the shaman can buff the hell out of the monk and make him just like 10 times more effective, and the monk can actually tank relatively well. Now, that's not including mercs and all of that, but getting off subject. So you get out there and you start grinding your AAs. Well, basically my shaman gets all of these little bonuses to healing. So at first, you know, the shaman starts out and he can't heal for dick. I mean,
yeah, he's a terrible healer starting off.
Yeah. And then as you gain levels, they give you more and more powerful heals, and as you gain AAs afterwards, they make those heals even more powerful to a point that you go from healing from 3,000 to like 6,000. And so you do all of this and you can pretty much unlock that in like 2 or 3 days. Well, you do that in between raids, and now all of a sudden your character is like twice as powerful, and it didn't really take much, and you can do it by yourself. And so that's one of the huge bonuses for playing Everquest 1 is they've pretty much set it up to where you can play by yourself if you want to, but you can also be a part of a guild and you can do raids. I mean, there's a lot of content out there. There's 18 expansions, I want to say.
Well, it's nice because unlike WoW, once you get to endgame and you only log in like once or twice a week to do the content, you do your 2 hours, and then you're sitting on your ass for the next week till the lock is undone.
Now, yeah.
This gives you something to continuously grind on if you so choose. I know that sounds terrible, but you know, AAs are basically like talent points, except there's no cap.
Yeah.
So, you know, like JJ said, he's got 750 of these right now, and that's kind of on the low end. You know, the longer you play, you can really unlock quite a few of those. So, you know, if gameplay is something, and the other nice thing about it is the community's good. You know, so you don't deal with, you know, fucking Chuck Norris in general chat and, you know, people talking about stuff that, you know, would make a porn star blush. You get actual people who are cool, you know, and it's very similar to like the EVE Online community. You know, they're people, they're actual human beings. You know, you don't actually see trolls coming out of the closet. You know,
but we still troll pretty hard.
Well, yeah,
we got this guy in my guild, and basically we had this elaborate troll setup, and so. I know that sounds funny, but when you're playing EverQuest and you're grinding a bunch of AAs and you've been doing this for hours, it's like, you know, you kind of want something to just kind of break up the monotony.
They have to make a game to play.
So we basically came up with this idea. You know, Sony is their own, you know, gaming platform, if you will. They're their own company. They have EverQuest 2, EverQuest 1, and all of that. And Steam is completely different from EverQuest 1 and Sony and all of that. There's no affiliation whatsoever. So basically, we came up with this idea where, you know, one of us would ask in guild chat, is anyone else excited about the new DLC coming through Steam next month for EverQuest? And that gets everybody all perked up because they're like, well, what are you guys talking about? And so, you know, as it inevitably goes, we basically convinced these people that there's going to be a merger with Sony and Steam. Everquest 1 is going to have their free-to-play model on Steam, and there's going to be downloadable content, and you're going to get a free mount if you do all this. So people are frantically trying to, like, you know, go and check out Steam to try and get this stuff done, and inevitably they can't find it, so they come back, and then we tell them they got to call the support line. So you get all these people who are trying to, like, figure out how to get this DLC and stuff. But anyway,
Evil.
Long story short, you know, those are few and far between, and, like, I can't tell you how many times, like, I get into the general chat, and I'm like, okay, guys, I absolutely have no idea where this zone is. Can anybody help me? 5 people will respond, and they'll literally tell me exactly how to get there. And they'll go so far sometimes, you'll have these people who will be, like, sitting in one of the main hubs that are just AFK, and they'll be like, oh, well, hey, I can buff you and show you where it is if you want. Just invite me to your group, you know? And so instead of having, you know, being made fun of by half the server, and then everybody, you know, doesn't want you to raid with them anymore because apparently you're an idiot, and, you know, all of that, you actually get people who help you. And so, yeah, the community is actually really awesome.
So anyways, you know, that's something that you guys like. You like gameplay, not necessarily graphics, because the graphic system is old, it's dated, but, you know, oh my god, there's like 500-600 dungeons. It's one of those things that you never will ever see all the content on, ever, you know. I've played the game off and on over the past, 12 years, and I've seen maybe 20% of the content, so.
Well, you can't even really, like, get into it, because as these expansions were released, they didn't always raise the level cap, and so a lot of the dungeons, you'll have, like, 3 expansions that are covering the exact same level range. Yep. So as you're leveling up now, past all of this stuff, I mean, you literally have to grind, like, 1 level in every new dungeon just to be able to try and, you know, see all of this stuff.
And with the EXP setup the way it is, I mean, leveling's a lot faster. I mean, back in the day, it was a nightmare, but it really isn't. It really isn't bad anymore.
Anyways, I was just saying, you know, I had a guy who re-rolled a bard 2 days ago to catch up with the group, and he's already level 70 now, and he basically got level 55 in 1 day. And so it really doesn't take long with the Mercenaries. The way they're set up, you can pretty much solo now. There's a lot of really friendly people out there who will help you out. So just in general, if you guys are looking for some nostalgia or something, go ahead and check out Everquest 1. It's free to play. I mean, you don't have to pay anything. Their store kind of sucks. They're very expensive items. You can buy gear, you can buy EXP potions, you can buy mounts and stuff like that, but most of it, if you ask me, is not worth it. It's like, you have to pay $45 if you want to share an EXP potion with your entire group, and it's only a 50% increase for 3 hours. So, to me, not worth it. However, if you go and you do like...
And they rubbing that money all over their titties, man.
Exactly.
Shit.
If you go and you do like the 6th anniversary quest, it takes like an hour and a half, and you get 10 charges of 100% EXP potions.
Somebody at Sony's got a very expensive heroin
You'd be surprised.
habit.
We have this guy in our guild who literally has bought an EXP potion every single day, and that's all he does. He just grinds with EXP potions. That's the guy who's up over 1,000 AAs already. So.
Well, and the funny thing is, you're not that far behind him.
Well, he AFKs a lot. With the Mercenaries, they automatically fight, so if you have the right character classes and you come back, let's say, every hour to check in on it, with, let's say, a shaman, you can buff your warrior, and then he'll basically just aggro and kill things by himself. The cleric merc will keep him alive, and all you have to do is just keep him buffed and watch him every now and then.
Yeah, but it's drastically slower than a normal
Much
group.
slower,
Like
yes.
10% the speed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, so we've talked about Terra, we've talked about Everquest. You know, if you're interested in joining our guild, we're going to be setting up, and I'll be posting an announcement video once I get that set up. But
let's not forget Diablo 3 is going to release in May, so that's going to be a big deal. We'll also be covering that.
But I'll get some links set up on thedarkknights.com sometime this week for the guild signups, and you guys will be able to go there and apply to join the guild. Like I said, it's going to be pretty much open recruitment, so it shouldn't be too hard to get in. This week, I'm going to be doing a new series for Modern Warfare 3. It's going to be basically, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to call it yet, but something along the lines of Road to the Top 1,000. So my goal is to basically get into the top 1,000 on the FFA leaderboards. So that's going to be interesting. You know, I've had some real success with Modern Warfare over the past couple weeks. So for those of you who watch the stream, you'll definitely want to keep doing that because that's mainly where that content's going to be coming from. For those of you who watch YouTube and have been asking me to record the stream, I've been having some technical difficulties with that. So I think I've got most of those sorted out. So I'm going to try and get that posted this week. And so basically it's going to be like an hour or 2 hour long clip of Modern Warfare with my little face in a little box up somewhere, and you can hear me rage or, you know, hoot and holler as I actually kill a few people. So hope to see you guys there. The address for my stream is twitch.tv/Pyrostasis. That'll be in the description below. It's also on my channel page. So would love to see you guys there. And we're going to be doing this probably once a week. So hope you guys like this. If you do, please leave a comment below. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And, you know, we'll keep doing it. Hope to see you guys next week.